What made so you guys specialize in e-commerce, right? What made you make
Yes.
that decision? See, I talked before I'm always reading because I've been working for years in the business. I've been creative director at various agencies, and I never had my own company. So this is like new to me. I only started the company like a year and a half ago. I always wanted to do it, so I finally did it. It's been a rough journey because I went from doing really well to going back to basics and trying to.
Square one. Yeah.
It's been exciting, and they talk all the time about. I always read every article that you need to specialize in something, and I'm like, I don't want to specialize in any industry. I don't want to do that because I'll get bored. I love corporate design. I love, I'm more like on the creative side, but I love all kinds of industries. I don't want to focus on any industry. And I think it's really interesting that you just focused on e-commerce because you have the ability to, you're still focused. You have a niche, but you're working in all different industries. So you're not getting bored, So what was that? What was what was the catalyst that made you decide to do that?
So for a very long time, I was a generalist, like you're saying, just kind of anyone who came to me for any kind of project, whether it's e-commerce, just a basic website, a social network, a membership site, any kind of project. I considered it, I took it on. So after a while, probably saw the same articles you saw where, you need to have a specialty, you need to be focused, and all of that.
Yeah.
I said, you know what, let me give this a try. I tried different things. At one point, I was trying to specialize in a specific industry, the fashion industry.
Okay.
And that had its own challenges. But after a while, I was noticing that the e-commerce industry as a whole was just exploding. And this was probably about 7 or so years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. Just everyone coming to me, they were all just, I want to sell this, I want to sell that, and it just really was taking off. And before that, I was doing some e-commerce projects. I was mainly using Magento as the professional platform at the time. And over a couple of years, that all shifted to Shopify, as you probably know all the buzz around Shopify.
I do.
And Magento,
I have for you.
Yeah.
We mostly use Magento and WooCommerce, but we'll get on to that. But go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I use Magento since 2008 or so, and it was always such a pain in the ass to work with.
Yeah.
Not only to build on, but for my clients to just manage on a day-to-day to use it. It's just not a friendly system at all. And it's, self-hosted, and there's all sorts of issues with that, dealing with that. It was just a headache all around, for me at least, for my clients.
It's good. It's still true that it's good for, like, if you have a lot of products, if you have lots and lots of products, do you think that it matters still, or is that something that's just an old school thought?
I wouldn't necessarily say that that's a factor anymore. When Shopify was, at least when I first started using Shopify, it was a very kind of young system, and it was limited in certain areas, and that was one of the considerations, was the size of the catalog. These days, however, they've really grown up a lot over the past 1 or 2 years, especially. They've been rolling out new features all the time and expanding and giving more flexibility and scalability, and it's a great platform. I mean,
really, yeah.
I would say it's 90-something% of my business right now.
Okay, great. Yeah, I know everyone's moving in a way. So
so a few years back,
it's very customizable. I mean, we do work in it, but I've only have experience mostly in Magento and WooCommerce because my team just loves that. So, but it has that custom. Like we do very, very custom sites. So everything is like, I got to have control of every little pixel. So I think Shopify has that, right?
Shopify has that these days. Certain things on the back end you may be uncomfortable with. Where you kind of have to do things in a roundabout way, just because it's a cloud-based platform. Everyone's sharing that same backend. And so they have to kind of streamline and make it uniform for everybody to use in the same way. So if you want to, let's say, add custom fields for a product or something, you need to do that with an app that ties into the backend, and then you need a browser extension to display those fields in the backend, and then you can modify and edit it and do what you need to do. So it's kind of like I said, it's like a workaround almost.
Yeah.
But they are growing tremendously, and they did announce a whole bunch of new features that are, they're rolling out over time to all their merchants. So
And it's much more, it's cost effective too, right? I mean,
cost effective, no headaches as far as servers or security or anything like that. They handle everything. Clients love it because it's super easy to use.
Yeah.
That's another big thing. And yeah, it's just great. So over the past few years, people were just, I want to sell this, I want to sell that. And I said, you know what? Maybe this is my message here to focus in on that. So
yeah, that makes sense.
There was one point where I just kind of shifted all the messaging on our site to be e-commerce focused. And then all those leads that were coming in started, becoming e-commerce.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked.
That's awesome.